What separates great coaches from good coaches? It's really the leader within. Let's talk about that today. I'm Coach DP, a college head women's basketball coach. And today I'm sharing 3 game-changing lessons in leadership today for all coaches. So first off, as a leader, the first lesson involves building a solid foundation, okay? When any house is built or any structure of any sort, the main thing that you want to focus on is the foundation, right? Because if the foundation is not solid, obviously when obstacles come like a storm or even tragic events, like the structure is going to fall down. And it's the same thing as a leader. Even if we build in a team, right? You want to focus on the foundation. So what is the foundation? Your spiritual concepts, right? Your spiritual life, your belief system. And I think this is so important because as coaches, we're always going to run into a bad day, right? Like this week, I'm not going to lie. My team, we lost 2 games. And if I was putting all of my value in wins and losses, I'd be really, really down right now. And I'm pretty sure you've been there as a coach where you lost a couple games and you felt like it was the end of the world, right? Now, I'm not saying that the losses don't sting, but my foundation is not built on wins and losses. Even though I've been in some of the biggest games out there, right? Like national championships, conference championships, you name it, it's been somewhere that I've been. But what really matters is the foundation. And what I build my foundation on is God principles. This helps me because whenever I'm making a decision or whenever I'm trying to drive home a communication point or a strategy with my team, I can go back to my belief system, right? So a scripture that I stand on is Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. And it reads, and I'm coming straight out of the Bible to try to help you out so you can have a better understanding of it. I'm pulling up my scripture right now, okay? It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him and he will make your path straight. So what I did was, since this is my foundational scripture, and I highly encourage you, if you don't have a foundational scripture, get one. What you waiting on? Get one right now. Really, do it now. Okay? But this is what I did with it. I turned it into a personal commitment, right? So I said, I trust in the Lord with all my heart, and I don't lean on what I know and what I understand. In all my ways, I'm going to submit my ways to him, and he will guide my path. And what this does for me is it takes all of the pressure off of me. All of the pressure to perform is off of me, and all of my belief is in God. Now I'm working like it's all on me, but I'm praying like it's all on God, and I'm dependent on God. So that foundation is a huge part, and that's the first lesson. Building a solid spiritual foundation. Get away from all of the physical and the natural stuff to start off, and start off with your spiritual life first. Leadership lesson number 2, lead by example. I know a lot of times as coaches, we have all of these big plans and these things that we want our teams to do, or we want the people that we're leading to do. But my question is, are you willing to do those things? Right? And obviously, if you got your team doing down and backs in 10 seconds, maybe you're not doing that, right? But are you willing to do a down and back? Are you willing to get in shape, right? Like, it's so much power when you're able to not only ask your team to do something, but to go and do it with them, right? And I'm not saying I do this with everything. 2 things that I really do take serious when it comes to leading by example are working out and being coachable. Those are 2 things that I am not going to waver on, right? Like, those are my non-negotiable things. If I'm going to ask my team to be in shape, I'm going to try to be in the best shape that I can be in. Does it always work out like that? Not all the time. But I'm consistently investing in myself in a physical manner, making sure that I'm working out, making sure that I'm trying to eat the right things, making sure that I'm staying hydrated. all of those things that I'm asking them to do when it comes to taking care of their body, I'm also making sure that I'm doing those things. And I'm pretty sure my team, they can feel that energy, right? The next thing is being coachable. Now, I know that as a coach, that's a huge thing for us. If your team is going to be successful, they got to be coachable. They got to be able to take the feedback, make the proper adjustments to get better results. And that's the definition of being coachable, right? But you got to ask yourself, are you coachable? Well, let me keep it real with you. I have to ask myself, am I coachable? So I hire a coach that I personally pay to make sure to keep me in line and give me constructive feedback and constructive criticism to make sure that I'm on the right path. And what this does for me is it holds me accountable. See, sometimes your assistant coaches, they may not always tell you exactly what you need to hear. They may tell you what you want to hear, but they may not want to tell you exactly what you need to hear, because at the end of the day, you are the one that they're reporting to. So you want to make sure you have somebody that doesn't have any skin in the game and is not reporting to you, that can give you vital feedback to help you to get better results. And that is something that I take very serious. I feel like every coach should have a coach. How are you going to tell somebody else what to do if nobody can tell you what to do, right? So those are two things that I take serious. Let's make sure we're leading by example. Lesson number 3 of leadership: being an effective communicator. Okay? Communication is not always about just talking. It's also about listening and being a effective listener, right? An active listener. Asking questions to your team throughout the process is something that really, really helps with this. I know that whenever my team, we went to a slump, we lost a few games, and I talked to my leadership circle and I asked them, like, what are the things that you feel like we could do? How can we switch things up? Or what were some of the things that they were seeing as players? And I listened to them. It doesn't mean I did everything that they told me, but I got the feedback from the players to help me to make a better decision. See, information and data is very, very important as a leader. It's very difficult for us to make the best decisions if we don't have the right amount of information. So I'm always listening to my team. Being an effective communicator also means being able to get your point across in a way where everyone can understand, right? And I think that everything that you want to say should have a positive impact on the team. It may not be what everybody wants to hear at that time, right? But it's to be helpful for building everyone up, and not just the players, but everybody around the program should be being built up so they feel confident. Now, it's not just always giving compliments in this process of being an effective communicator. Sometimes you have to sit people down and tell them, hey, here are the ways where I feel like you can get better. But that's also being helpful. See, if we don't pull out the best in others, we're not being a great leader. The best leaders that I've been around, they are able to get everybody around them to be performing on their A game. And you know what that looks like when everybody around the program and inside of the program is performing at their A game? That's when I went to 2 national championships on staffs like that, right? So you really, really, really want to be an effective communicator. And those are the 3 lessons. If you found these tips being helpful, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content like this every single week. And don't forget about Coaching the Winner Within, my new book that's coming out in March. I see you on the other side. And as always, trust the grind. Let's get it.